Hi, my name is Zaira Akbaba, and I'm a PhD student at Linköping University in Sweden. I wrote this paper along with my advisor, Miriah Meyer, as a reflection about an interview method we used in one of my projects and several of hers. The interview method is called pair interviewing, and this is what this talk will be about. But first, let's get this out of the way. Why interview at all? Visualizations are not just free-floating objects in space. Many visualization researchers care about understanding visualizations within the context that they are used, and interviews are a great way to achieve a deep and rich understanding of both the visualization and the context. And while this type of information can be collected by conducting surveys or questionnaires, interviewing invites the opportunity to learn unexpected things. And yet, despite the many benefits, interviews are difficult to conduct. During an interview, you are responsible for understanding what the participant is saying, asking questions, responding to the participant with thoughtful follow-up questions, timekeeping, and note-taking. So not only are you engaging in a conversation with a stranger, which is sometimes scary, but you are also having this conversation with the goal of learning something in often a limited time period. So our main contribution is the pair interview technique that addresses the challenges of conducting interviews within a visualization context. The concept of pair interviewing is relatively straightforward. Instead of having one person responsible for interviewing, you have two. In our paper, we define two roles that delineate the responsibilities in the interview. These roles are the driver and the navigator. The driver is responsible for engaging with the participant by asking questions, following up to what they say, and essentially the driver focuses on keeping the interview as conversational as possible. The navigator supports the driver by following along with the interview and keeping the interview on track. This is often through keeping track of time or course correcting by steering the interview back if the conversation starts to go off topic. The navigator is also responsible for asking follow-up questions that the driver may forget to ask or may not think of asking in the moment. I want to note that the navigator is not just an assistant to the driver. In a pair interview, both the interviewers are working together in order to manage all the tasks that are part of an interview. The distribution of responsibility allows the driver to focus on what the participant is saying without also worrying about covering all the interview material or being distracted by thinking about timing. At the same time, by being slightly removed from directly engaging with the participant, the navigator has the space to reflect and ask important questions that may be missed by the driver, who's preoccupied by talking to the participant. We synthesized the interview technique from the experiences of 4 different research teams who experimented with having 2 interviewers. The first team interviewed families in a US city who had asthmatic kids. The second team, which included myself, interviewed visualization researchers about their experiences collaborating with domain experts. The third team interviewed employees at a manufacturing firm who were transitioning to a new commercial dashboard product. And the last team interviewed data workers across different sectors about how they deal with data imperfections. We sent each of these interview teams reflective prompts that covered both the mechanical aspects of pair interviewing and broad-level reflections. We used their feedback to characterize pair interviewing in a visualization context. I want to share 3 major benefits of conducting pair interviews that were shared across the interview teams. First, we found that pair interviewing was a great way to co-learn how to conduct an interview. Across all teams, the interviews were conducted by students who hadn't interviewed before. With the pair interview technique, the task of learning how to interview was split between 2 people, which leads me to the next benefit, which is that pair interviewing is also an emotional safety net. Talking to strangers can be intimidating, especially if they are more senior than you. So working with someone else helps reduce the stress of having to be perfect in every interview. And finally, the pair interview technique supports multiple interpretations of interviews, which in our cases resulted in really wonderful, engaging conversations during analysis. We found that with two people present at the interview, both interviewers paid attention to different aspects of the interview. So when it came to analysis, we had really engaging and interesting discussions. In addition to outlining the benefits, we also put forward 10 recommendations on how to implement pair interviews in a study. We also provide a web-based supplemental primer that covers the more procedural aspects of conducting pair interviews. In summary, two heads are better than one. Consider using the pair interview technique the next time you want to conduct an interview study. You can find the paper and the supplemental primer at this QR code. Thank you.